What's up guys, how's it going? Hope you're having a fabulous day and welcome to Skaz Talks. Now today I'm going to be talking about the same-sex marriage vote in Australia. I did a part 1 for this. This is going to be part 2 where I talk a little more about it. I'd actually recorded this already. There was part of it that I did it in a vloggy style, but it became more of a rant, and I was a little too emotional about it.
So the oppressors voting on this, controlling the fate and the rights of these victims, is if they vote yes, this is equal. What? No, that's stupid.
That's not what I want this channel to be about. I want it to be a little more logic based, a little more factual, and just trying to show you the right side of the argument. So yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, I thought a good way to address it would be to actually talk about it from the point of view of the people who were voting no, because perhaps that would relate to them a little bit better. The main thing I come across is that people say it's not in line with religion-based marriage, that it's supposed to be between a man and a woman, and to have same-sex marriage would be damaging the sanctity of that. I think something people don't realise is that legalising marriage is completely different to having a minister bind people in the eyes of religion. Like, they can still, when it's made legal, which it should be, a minister can refuse to marry two people of the same sex, so like, that's not going to be affected. I think it's natural for people to be scared of change, because it's only recently, when I say recently, I mean in the last decade or two, that same-sex relationships have really surfaced so that society acknowledges them, and people are naturally going to be scared of changes. So I think it's a human reaction, and because of so little exposure that people have had, they will just disagree with it instantly, because that's what everything around them is saying. Like, I think there's two main reasons that people are against same-sex marriage, and one of them is that fear of change, because change naturally scares people, like I said, and the other one is just influences from around them. Like, I don't think there's as many people that actually are truly against gay couples than they make out, because due to a lot of people's personalities, they feel obligated to just go along with and agree with people around them, and unfortunately the loud ones are often the ones that have these negative views, and they'll be the ones affected by that fear of change, which will have been imposed on them by parents and stuff like that. So I think a lot more people spoke out. Like, this is why you'll be surprised about the vote. I think it's going to be hugely in favour of same-sex marriage, but because of these quiet people that aren't voicing their opinions, society creates a negative view on this community, and it's the main cause of oppression for them. And the one thing that frustrates me is people defending their stance on being against same-sex marriage. There's an argument, people saying, oh, where will it end? And well, when it's more legal for someone to marry an animal or a building, it starts to get a bit silly. Because don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they shouldn't happen. I'm saying that how can you allow that to happen, yet not allow two people who have feelings for the same sex to happen? It doesn't add up. But no, yeah, as I was saying, my biggest frustration is that people are defending their position against gay marriage and not accepting the name of being a bigot and being homophobic, which is what you're doing, because there's no logical conclusion as to why same-sex marriage shouldn't happen, other than you thinking they don't deserve equal rights to straight people, and that is homophobia. There's no logical reason to justify it other than your personal feeling that, you know, it shouldn't be equal. And like I said before, there are two reasons for that. It's fear of change and just mirroring what's around you. So, you know, my advice would be, like I said in my last video with regards to masculinity, just look in yourself and think, you know, do I really think that these people, just because of their natural feelings for people of the same sex, that they deserve less rights than other people who like people of the opposite sex, you know? Before the taboo of homophobia and stuff, people were a lot more obvious about when they didn't like the idea of gay relationships, but now, like, people try justifying it with lots of different reasons, but there isn't one. So I'd much prefer it if people just came out and said that, yes, I am homophobic, I don't think they should be together, and then people like me that understand it a little bit more, and a lot of you out there, I've noticed from groups and stuff that I've joined, that you can work with that. Then you can start to understand why they think that, and often it won't be because of their own beliefs. It will be because of influences and stuff. Like I said with masculinity, it's influences of other people that are making you say the things you do and think the things that you do. It's not often your own, and if it is, it's just fear because of lack of exposure. Because they don't teach about it in school, they just teach about straight related relationships. So yeah, that's basically me addressing the vote, but I've tried to go with the situation that's actually happening as opposed to just complaining about all of it, almost like making the best out of the worst in the same way that Labour does with Brexit and stuff. But if I was to give my opinion on the vote, I think it's wrong to put up the rights of people to the general public. It's something that needs to be enforced by people of power. It's not something that the public should decide, you know. Like, I think giving people control over the rights of gay people just continues to oppress them, if that makes sense. Like, because oppression is this position of privilege that straight people have over gay people, and having all those straight people vote on the rights of these gay people is just enforcing that. But, you know, like I said, addressing the vote for what it is, the best outcome is a complete landslide in favour of same-sex marriage. So people in Australia, I understand that it's not a hot topic over here in the UK, but it was something that's important to me. So if anyone's watching from Australia, rather than just voting out of instinct from what you've been conditioned over the years, actually look in yourself and just think, like, am I voting for what I actually believe? Do I really feel that people genuine, lovely people who just have intimate feelings for people of the same sex deserve any less rights? Bigots out there, take the name if that's what you really believe, and unfortunately you are being given the option to have some effect on the rights of gay people now. But take the name of a bigot and actually truly believe what you're saying. Don't justify it and don't be afraid of the name. But yeah, like I said, to all those people that are worrying about what this is going to change in terms of just general society and life, it's not going to change anything other than stopping the struggle of gay people. What it's going to do is it's going to stop that unfairness when two people want to commit themselves to each other. Like I said that a personal opinion of mine is that marriage shouldn't be as important as it is, because it puts a lot of pressure on people to solidify their relationship by getting married when they shouldn't need to. But if people want to, I can only imagine how difficult it is to be told that you can't. So that's all you're changing by voting yes to same-sex marriage. All you're changing is stopping that feeling of hopelessness and isolation that they undoubtedly are feeling at the minute. So, but yeah, anyway, bit of a serious talk today, but it's something I felt I wanted to address, and like I said, I've had to re-record it because I was getting a bit out of hand last time, and that's not what I want the channel to be. So yeah, anyways, peace and love to all you guys out there, and vote yes. A minister can refuse to bind two people to fucking come on!